I don't know what the part of Sakusa reader called Respect by Sapphire's 104. We are on chapter 7, I think, and it's called Rule the Court, Aoba Josai. So I think this is gonna be about Oikawa's team. I wonder why. So, let's read. The second day came quicker than expected. At least this time it wasn't a trek like to get to Shiratoizawa was. Despite never really getting to nationals, you still heard of this powerhouse school. It will be the first visit for you, as they might have a good strong team for the boys. It was the girls' team that let you down. Coach Irohado leads me into the gym. Almost immediately, everyone stops and looks up and stops. For the looks of things, many of the boys here are third and second years, with some first years. With the mixture of pale blues and white, you stand out like a sore thumb in your red tracksuit. I wonder why. The coach clapped his hands, ushering the team over towards you. To you, this team reminded you of those bonus the placements the Nakoma team made. The captain smugly smiles at you. You would rather watch a paint dry than deal with yet another playboy. Boys, this here is a secured candidate for the national youth team. She's here today to help you boys with practice. He gestured his hand for you to talk to the boys. The boys' mouths gaped open, but the captain and the spiked head boy remained somewhat calm throughout all of this. Oh my god. I got bitten by mosses all day today, so I'm kinda dead inside. Yo, call me YN. I'm from Nakoma and I'm here to break you. Tell me your names and positions. You say with your hands in your jacket. This time, however, you bore your eyes into the smug boys. After introductions are made, you remove your backpack and do some warm-ups with the boys. Today you have full control over practice, so you're going to be working the boys to the bone. Office stretches you for them to do 30 minutes of yoga to fully relax the body. 5 laps you're in the gym, and then it's time for some actual practice. Of course, you warmed up with them so they would actually do the work you set them. A leader works with their team. A boss orders and commands them to do it. You watch as Oikawa gets ready for the serve. The team today are working on serves and receives. Oikawa is the reason behind the team that everyone knows about today. This feud between Shiratoizawa has fueled this team out of hatred for a particular person. It's quite admirable and pathetic, to be frank. A team bonded by their third-year captain and setter. But what will happen to the team when he goes? Oikawa takes a deep breath in before throwing a high toss as he pivots his feet while swinging his arm in battle motion. It's going to be out, but by the sheer force of accumulation, you can tell that it's meant to be for a hard receive. But you know how it is. You just couldn't help yourself. You dive. It was strong, and if you weren't used to such power, it would have swerved off from its path. The ball bounces from your forearms perfectly, going up into the first box of the court where a real game setter would be able to perfectly set. Gasps echo throughout the gym as Oikawa's serve wasn't only deemed a failure, but was picked up. Can I die? You stand up, already done with their practice, and clap your hands, not like you've already captured their attention. Alright, line up. If one of you can even as much pick up one of my serves, then you'll be incredibly rewarded. Failure to do so will only make it easier for me to select the strong from the weak. The boys line up on the other side of the court, ready in the low stance of a receive. Oikawa, you first. You smirkling to beat him down a peg. Just like before, you get ready for your impossible swerve, jump, serve. Just like before, the ball swerves, curving outwards. Oikawa doesn't even dive for a ball as its pathway is clearly out, except that it isn't. The ball curves back onto the court, straight behind him, skimming the line. It's in. Wow, Ryan-chan, that was amazing. Please teach me. Oikawa whined, with a hint of annoyance and jealousy ringing through his voice. You furrow your brows at his attempt to remain flirty and dorky while his true self begins to peek through. You ignore his attempts in trying to converse with you and ask for another. You go through the team, not one of them came even close to receiving, let alone touching the ball. I think I meant touching, let alone receiving. Well, that wasn't surprising. Let's do some first serves. Watari, come here. You take the libero to your side with the boy's pen after non-stop 4-hour practice. Serve until it hurts when you can finish. Then you can finish. You watch them closely, analyzing their movements. Some were meant with purpose, and others were just lucky that the ball flew over the net. The first years of promise, so did the second years, but it was the third years that showed real promise. Alright, that's enough. I want them to have arms by the end of this. The coach claps his hands next to you. You grunt in agreement. Oh, but Trashy Kawa needs to lose his arms. No one likes him. Actually, Bottomoy Kawa though. Fucking sexy. But Oikawa and Uruzumi come up to you. Sweat trickles down their foreheads and necks, and their shirts stick to their bone-toned bodices. Despite not wanting to acknowledge Oikawa like many of the Japanese scouts are doing, just because they haven't seen him in nationals means shit to you. It was Uruzumi, right? You have potential. You're a strong and great leader. I have no idea why you aren't captain, but hey ho. Oikawa, I'm gonna be real. You know what Japan is looking for, but maybe another country is. I have a friend that scouts players for other countries, and he's currently looking for someone to play national team for Argentina. Think about it. Here, you give them your card, and Oikawa, the scout's card. At first, they make faces, but Oikawa smiles. It's bright and filled with warmth. Wow, this guy can smile. Thank you, Ryan-chan. That means a lot, he cries, wiping his the tears from his cheeks. Dad, does this guy need some validation? Yeah, well, I can give you a push in the right direction. It's up to you to take it. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I've got 3 other schools to help. I hope I'll be seeing you in the nationals, boys. You nod at them. They both bow towards you, then you start to make your way out of the gym and back to the B&B. This time, you head back to where the Nakoma boys are staying, as the 3 schools are more closer to them. So that's the end of this chapter, guys. 8 minutes. Will I be nice? Will I be mean? Iron War. So the next one's called Iron War. Obviously, they're talking about date tech. So I think I'll read this one just because I want to read. I've got a major migraine, and I'm staring at my phone in a pitch black room. This is a really shit idea, but hey, I'm a shitty person. Oh wow, I didn't realize the mic was so close to me. I am so sorry, my children. Okay, this one is called Iron War, with this beautiful photo of D-Tech. We've got some beauties, beautiful beauties, beautiful beauties. I sent for none of them. The first thing that came to mind when you entered the school is that it was hella gloomy. What are they trying to accomplish with a school that basically screams depression and giants? That's right, many students there are huge, bigger than any student you've met so far. They do have a breeding camp, somewhat especially for giants, volleyball players. The coach, I thought I was meant to say Oika for a second. I was going to say beach. Uiwake had already informed his players of your arrival, so when you did show up, they were ready and waiting. All you had to do was listen to their introductions. Many caught your attention already, especially the white-haired giant standing at 6'3", with notably no eyebrows. Dude, same. Irony, same. I have no eyebrows and my friends hate me for it. He screamed middle block of vibes. What else was odd is that he pointed his finger at you, but the captain managed to get his player under control. Oh my god. One somewhat cocky, easygoing, shit-eating grin of a guy looks at you smugly. The only other player that has caught your eye is a blonde with taped fingers. Seems to be eager to get started. I was gonna say Shikishima until it said eager to get started. I was like, oh wait, no. Not Shikishima. Wow, no way, that's awesome. Guy radiates eager energy. Oh wait, I just skipped an entire page. I am so sorry. I want to see how good the iron wall truly is. We'll be working on blocking and receiving. Are you new? He pointed to the blonde with taped fingers that you learnt his name to be Kogana. Oh my god, I can't speak today. Koganegawa. Yes ma'am. I am new to this sport, but I'll put in 120% effort into this. And I cannot stop skipping pages. He shouts, sputtering his words out. He just call you ma'am? Many other players facepalm themselves. You play setter? He nods eagerly. Well then, remind me who you truly are. You stay making everyone straighten up before you join them in their stretches. So, you guys have really gone to nationals. Oh wait, no. So, have you really gone to nationals, last name son? Oh my god, Japanese names, I love them, but the male names are so hard to pronounce. Fukutachi? I'm so sorry. And there we go, I need to cough, and my voice has just died. And my water bottle is all the way over there. I can't go for it now. I'm just gonna have to try and cough it away. I don't like coughing during these. Hello, throat? Hello, is that better? Is that any better at all? Hopefully it is. Chimes while stretching his legs. He reminds you too much of Kyoto, that it's frightening. You look up, massaging your wrist while the others move into another limb. I can't remember a time that I haven't. Ah yes, my first years in elementary school. You say this knowing that your first years in elementary school restricts students from playing competitive sports is their risk of hurting themselves. Wow, no way, that's awesome. Koganegawa radiates eager energy. I guess. You shrug, removing yourself from the group and heading over to the coach to set up teams for practice. The teams are set. On your team, there were Kamasaki, Maniwa, Sasaya, while on the other team it had Fukutashi, Ione, Kagenegawa, and Tsukinami. Feeling this evens out the teams, you get started with 4v4. You wanted to see the iron wall in action, so you purposely teamed up the tallest players on the same team together to truly see what they're capable of. So far, quite a lot, and his sixth sense is amazing. His broad shoulders and long limbs give him the reach to block any spike that he can see. They truly have mastered reading blocking to its finest. But during this time, it has taught you many things, like how Kaganawa is so new to volleyball that he has no clue what type of set to use or what technique is best. Fukutachi gets easily annoyed by his antics, while Aoni and Sakinami are both quiet, leaving the two to bicker. Well, Moniwa sets the ball. It's your chance to shine. And just like before, the sense that the view from over the horizon is truly being blocked off by 3 pillars of metal sends shivers down your spine. They are enthralling. You bring up your left arm for a tight toss cross shot that would have left Bucketeer's famous cross shot to shame. That's sad. Sakinami goes in for a receive, only to have the ball spin from his arms. He watches the 3 middle blockers scrutinize for tricking them into a normal spike. Not only that, but they learn you're actually quite ambidextrous. You walk off feeling rather refreshed from such a view being temporarily blocked out. You went back into position, as it was Fukidachi's team to spike. I'm so confused. Kamasaki and Sasaya drool up and over to you for an incoming spike. He jumps, the other 2 do as well, but you wait for him to be at his peak. Then, when that does happen, you jump, sweeping your arms to the right as the ball rebounds from your hand and back onto his side of the court. You can't help but be thankful that you and Kira's training finally pulled off. A huge grin elicits onto your face. Come on, is there anything you can't do? Fukitachi whines, flicking his hair out of his face. Kageyagawa looks at you like you're some sort of volleyball god or something. I could try to make you feel better, but that would just make you feel like you've got a big... Okay. I'm so sorry for any children. Please shield your ears. Make you feel like you've got a big dick when we all know the truth. You drop your pinky, wiggling it in front of him. Kamasaki laughs like thunder and lightning. Alright, that was good, but let's start the serious play from now on. You clap your hands, failing to notice the entire room sweat drop at your actions. You head over to the coach, handing him the names of the players that have serious potential to go play in big leagues. He nods before calling the players over. Fukitachi looks like a little shit that knew either way he played today, he would be called. This call is for you to say something to him. You grab him by the collar, making him look at you. Alright, asshole. You think that half-assed attitude will fly with me, huh? Think again. This is serious, and if you can't take it, then you should quit while you're ahead. For you two, I suggest you start taking this shit seriously. From now on, it'll only get harder. And for you with that attitude, expect a lot of rejection both on and off the court. You snarl into his face, dropping him. Yes, man. Kageyagawa salutes you. What are your new brows? Forcing Fukitachi along with him. Nice girl. Trash can showdown soon. Okay, this is the longest episode I've made. You guys should be so happy for me right now. There was your little sneak peek for the next episode. I will